The other day I posted pictures of this model, video pictures of this model in life-size 3D prints. So I'm going to talk about this model a little bit because some people were interested in it. And I'll show you what I've done with this and what is capable of being done. This is the file that I repaired. When I originally got the file, the chest wall was too thin, so I actually made it thicker, and it will print at any size without a hole appearing right about there. So this model was fixed. I did a few changes on this model as I went along, and depending on what I needed, so I'll show you all those things, but that was a repaired file. This is a cheap generic skin tone PLA from eBay. Has a little bit too much gloss, but with actually I broke the neck here too, taking off the fucking supports. The a light sanding actually takes the gloss off and makes it more look like this, which is this is a Solutech skin PLA. It's about twice the price of this. This is like $11 a roll. This is like $21. But I find that this comes out better, doesn't have as much gloss. I usually run it at a low temperature, around 202. I don't need post-processing work. I don't want to deal with it, really. Anyways, so this is Solutech skin. Now this model here, I did for people who wanted to just leave it on their desk. So what I did was I dropped the model into the print bed a little bit to give it a flat surface, so it sits nice and flat. Good for selling to somebody that just wants a simple Alita for their desk. This model is closer to the original file. Doesn't sit flat, has a little bit of tilt to it, you know, and that's mostly because of, you know, little points like this, little skin points. Anyways, this is closer to the original model. This little hole here for the spine and heart. Originally, the spine and heart were two pieces. I didn't like that, so I bonded them together in the mesh mixer and kept it as one piece. I'll show you later, but I'll just point out there's 1, 2, 3 sections here on the spine. It gets bigger for the bigger models. This sticks into a hole right there. This is the rib cage. I had a lot of different issues with this rib cage, which I fixed. There were some really thin spots in the edges here, and they are still pretty thin, these joints here. on both sides. I did make it thicker, but what I'm going to tell you is that this is probably with a FFF printer, as small as you'd want to comfortably get to print all of these parts together because of this rib cage. But anyways, that fits up into 2 slots there. I'm going to stick this together. I'm going to put my camera sort of down a little bit. Rib cage fits up into the square slots. You take your heart and the spine, stick it in the hole here. And now you have your model. Take my camera back here. So we got our assembled model with the heart, spine, and rib cage. Nice. I was thinking about making a base. Maybe make this last joint on the spine bigger so it fits down into a base. It's pretty well balanced, so I mean there's not a lot of torsion on there. You'd break your spine, but you guys let me know what you think about that. So anyways, you got the little one, sits flat, nice. You got this one with the rib cage. This is as close to the original model as you could do. Now you start getting into the big ones. This is a white one, which I printed first. Actually, I kind of did this one just to see how everything would come together. I put a slice through the neck with a key. Did that in mesh mixer. You could do it yourself if you want a different line, but I find this cut is not very bad. Fits nice. Key has to be a little sanded down. Also, these rib cages and spine, they have to be tweaked a little bit to get them in the hole, but they do work. So this is a 870% scale up from the original model. This is the one that will be going to like a Comic-Con type show with me. Now let's get back to this little chest, heart, spine. This chest currently comes in 2 pieces. I'm going to print another one today where I put it together as one single piece, which I think it's going to work out better. But they are in 2 pieces. Like I said, I'm going to print this today as a solid piece. Probably going to take like 20 hours, so don't expect some big miracle. This one here was printed as a single piece. So I'm going to do a big rib cage in a single piece. Now, this spine, original model, has 3 sections. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wanted this to be a little bit longer. I wasn't really happy with the original one, so I took the original model, moved it down a little bit. So now I have 6 sections. This is not easy to print just because the shape fits on my CR10 at this scale as one piece, but the whole thing has to be supported somehow. Usually I print it on a 45-degree angle on my CR10 bed and it fits. Supports all come on the bottom edges. Nothing anybody likes about supports, so I'm not going to really talk about that too much, but it does work. The arm, this bone here, I didn't put a pin in it, I just did a cut across here so that it would fit on my CR10 at a 45-degree angle on the bed. There's the lines in the model, so this printed something similar to a 45 and about that much of a twist on it so that it would fit in my 300 by 300 bed. So I had to cut the bone off to get this size model on my 300 millimeter bed. There's some holes here which I didn't clean out. These holes are more screen accurate. This model, there's two different ones here. This model doesn't have them. I think it's much simpler to print. You don't have to deal with a lot of bullshit support on a small size. You know, you don't want to be pulling supports out of tiny holes. So this one here, I left the skin intact. But like I said, there is this bone is attached all the way through. The big model, I cut the bone off just to fit. So then you get into the model I showed the other day, which everybody seems to like. This is the Salutech skin tone. There is some little zits here and stuff, but this plastic cleans up a lot better. I'm going to take a small file and just file these out. Quicksand, do a spray paint on the metal surface in the head. This is the cut with the pin through the neck. Some holes that I got to clean out still. Haven't printed the bone. This rib cage is going to be done probably today. This spine here, which this one should fit because they are the same model. I had to print another one of these. I think this takes me around 15 hours to print this spine. So, I mean, that's the Alita model, junkyard Alita model. If you're interested, I'll collect the money for the modeler. He's in Algeria. Very hard to get a payment to him. Otherwise, yeah, we just set it up online. You know, go buy your model. Everybody's happy. But to get a payment to him was really a pain in the ass. I ended up going through Freelancer. And they weren't even happy about that. They got in touch with me and him and had to provide like driver's license, gas bills, you know, all sorts of stuff. I don't know, maybe because Algeria is a Muslim country. They don't, you know, I ain't gonna talk about that. But anyways, Algeria is a Muslim country. You can take whatever you want out of that statement. Alrighty, folks. He does have some other Alita models that he did. There's a motor ball head with her wearing the helmet, which looks real nice. I have that model, haven't done anything with it. There's also a standing pose, karate type standing pose. I have that model, haven't really done anything with it. And this one here, which is kind of the one I was going for, the junkyard Alita. This one here will be going to New York with me after it's cleaned up a little bit. A little bit of dirt applied. A little pinker in the lips. Seen some dark colorations. Like maybe when you put it in the right shadows, everything looks nice. But a little bit of dark shadowing over the eyes and dirt on the head. Metallic paint. The skull damage. There were some blue, red lines in here. If you look at the on film, this heart was really decorated well. I'm also going to put a lot of wiring and tubing in here, so that this is far from being finished. And that's about it. You guys got questions? Let me know.